The Plan Path.
Hello and welcome to Plant Path Podcast today. Plant Path Podcast is your number one hub for book reviews and crucial conversations in education. The show is brought to you by Plant Path Consult, your choice hub for news, instructional design materials, teacher trainings, collaborations, counselings, and everything education. I'm your host on the show. My name is Oluwatosin Mogbadoade. Thank you so much for joining, for liking, for sharing. It's been an amazing time with you this year. Thank you so much. Okay, so today is book review day. We are reviewing the book Joy Incorporated by Richard Sheridan. Richard Sheridan is the co-founder and CEO of Mellow Innovations. Okay, so the book has a headliner that says How We Built a Workplace People Love. All right, so in the front page of the book actually has a very attractive cover. I like the yellow background and yellow and white background. Okay, so the book has something in the front cover that I would like to read to you. It says it was written by Tom Peters. Tom Peters says Joy Incorporated is a marvelous title, sure, but this masterpiece delivers and delivers and delivers. I beg you to keep taking breaths and imagining the world that Richard Sheridan reveals. Then give it the best shot you can. I truly beg you. Okay, so let's read one more forward, that one more thing forward, one more review that was on in the book. So that was written in the book. So I really like reading all of these sessions, the forward, the reviews I've done about the book by other people, because first off, you get to meet amazing people. I mean, a lot of times when I'm reading books like this, I just go on social media and go check out those people, and in fact add those books that they have written as part of my to read list and stuff, my bucket list of books I want to read. It's an amazing session. Let's read a forward by Franz Johansson. Franz Johansson is the author of The Click Moment and the CEO of the Medici Group. He says, an amazing book about a stunning idea. Can you can you deliberately create a corporate culture that challenges every conventional wisdom on how a workplace should and must operate, while simultaneously skyrocketing performance? Sheridan says yes and outlines how he and his team did it. It's a riveting story that left me deeply inspired. Amazing, amazing. Okay, so the book is about 226 pages, and in fact, from every sentence in the book, there's just a lot of wisdom for you to pick, practical hands-on wisdom. Okay, so the foreword was done by his friend Kerry Patterson. Kerry Patterson said that Richard was going to write the wrong book. That in fact he had written the manuscript of a book called Change Incorporated. But Kerry, he knew that although that was a very good book and perhaps an important book, it was not the book Richard was meant to write. Richard was meant to, from Richard's personal experience and from what he has been able to build at Mellows, he is definitely supposed to write something that is culture changing and takes a deep place, like a stance in like a critical stance in things, because he has the experience, he has the methods, and he has practicalized this in his daily life. And this got me thinking that, so imagine that he had literally almost finished writing the manuscript of a book, and his friend talked him out of writing another book. That's how he now wrote Joy Incorporated, like change the whole direction of everything and all. So imagine having friends like that in your life. Such friends are so important. May we be such a friend, and may God give us friends like that, honestly. Okay, so let's move on to the introduction. Introduction says why joy. Okay, so joy sounds very ridiculous in a business book, but Richard Sheridan insists that joy is an intricate human desire that has that, and there's nothing that should take it away from where we spend a chunk of our adult years, that is work, and joyful, and that is so obvious that joyful people produce better outcomes and life, and that joy lifts teams. Okay, so joy is greater than happiness because joy is not circumstantial, like it's not dependent on circumstances at all. So Richard Sheridan says that he knows the business value of joy and has been able to bring it to the fore of his company, that is Menlo Innovations. People actually go on tour to Menlo's to experience firsthand. He said that in 2012 alone, Menlo hosted 241 separate tour teams, totaling 2,193 visitors. Like, amazing. So at this point, I really think that you should go check up Menlo Innovations online. Like, you really need to check them up. Like, this is too good to and contagious to just overlook. Okay, so they didn't pay me for this advert, I'm doing, no, but trust me, I will always like to share nice things with you. Okay, so Richard Sheridan says that he enjoys leading people on tours, like when people come to his company, and he usually starts by saying, "Welcome to Menlo, a place that has created an intentional culture focused on the business value of joy." Interesting, amazing. Okay, so he writes something that I would like to read out to you as we wrap up the introductory part of the book. He says, "With this book, I invite you to peek inside our doors at Menlo and see what joy can look like. Feel the energy of a space that is wide open, flexible, and devoid of physical barriers to human communication. Hear the team at work as pairs of people engage in active and animated conversations. See the walls covered with paper and yarn, push pins and colorful sticky dots. Learn everything you can about how we created Joy Incorporated and search along with us for the answers to the following questions. What is an intentionally joyful culture?" This is something you may have to ask yourself, like, what is an intentionally joyful culture like? If a culture is intentionally joyful, what will it look like to you? How do you reinvent a broken culture and get to joy? Can you do this while being profitable? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. Okay, so there's a fun fact I would like to tell you at this point before we round up this part of the book. Menlo Innovations has received quite a bit of notice for its unique culture. So, like, they've won awards and all of that. But out of all the things that they wrote out, there's one that specifically got me very delighted that I said I was going to mention. Amongst these numerous recognition, it's been recognized as one of the 10 happiest places to work on the planet. Trust me, go and Google the remaining 9 places. I'm sure you must be very inquisitive to know. Okay, let's go on a quick commercial break. We will be right back with you.
The Blind Path.
All right, so we are starting today's review from chapter 2. Chapter 2 says the title is Space and Noise. So there's a quote at the beginning that I would like to read to you. It was written by Winston Churchill in 1943. It says, "First, we shape our buildings, then they shape us." Honestly, so this is usually how I review books. I finish reading a chapter, soak it in, like ruminate on it, then I come back, hold a pencil, and write out my review or type it out. You understand? So when I finished reading this book, I was like, I'm in awe. Like, what did I just finish reading? Like, this is super amazing. Okay, so let me just get right into it so you can enjoy the gist. Menlo Innovations is named after Thomas Edison's lab in Menlo, and they share like literally like similar experiences and culture and all of that. Richard Sheridan says that most organizations are like graveyards. They are boring, they are bland in their outlook, and meanwhile, such organizations are looking forward to how to build great teams. They are buying more equipment, going for more seminars, and all of that. That's not going to happen, honestly. Like, with Richard Sheridan was like, with what he's saying, it is quite obvious because they consult him, organizations consult him, and all of that on how to build a joyful workplace and everything. But for him, it's like, you guys are not even ready at all, at all. At Menlo, he says that at Menlo it is very loud, it is noisy, and it is joyful. And it is not just only loud, it is intentionally and purposefully loud. Honestly, it just reminds me of NSPPD. Pastor Jerry Eze, what God cannot do just does not exist. Because, like, trust me, those people are really, really joyful and active people. Okay, so at Menlo, everyone works in an open space with movable chairs and tables. For context, they sit according to need. So if you're working like on a project together, you're mostly going to sit together. So you have tables of 10 tables, 5 tables, 2 tables, depending on what the project is that they are working on. It's easier to build trust when you see each other's eyes, read innuendos, and subtle cues. We are humans and need interactions. We are built to be social. Okay, that is like something to really sink in and think about right now. There is no There's originally no special cubicle for attending to clients or special guests. Everyone gets to eavesdrop. Richard says that client conversations affect everyone and put food on everybody's table, and it just adds up in the long run of things, you understand, like to the bottom line of things. And so he does not see anything, and even the organization does not see any reason for those kind of what they call it of for those kind of meetings to be in cubicles and all of that, because he doesn't even call it eavesdropping, he doesn't call it private conversation. He says anything that he's saying with client or anybody saying his client is unhealthy. And if anybody wants to listen, it's not like the person has gone body or the person is of being over sabi or being over curious. That it is just a healthy curiosity of a team members, and and it is very healthy and it should be encouraged. But he says now that there are cubicles, because not because they need it, because some people can't even cope, they can't concentrate, they have really bad concentration span, attention span, and all of that. They can't concentrate when conversations are going on and everything. So usually when people come and they feel, excuse me, when people come and they feel the need to maybe for more quiet and everything, they go into all of those cubicles and offices to have their meetings. But usually the norm is just that everything just happens out there and bare. So internal decisions are also taken on the office floor. Well, let me even add here that they don't even call it office, they call it factory. It's raw, it's rugged, everything happens there, and it is nice. Okay, everyone is given a chance to input and to have eureka moments and innovative sparks in the midst of discussions. And there's another thing he even said about the place, that thinking about an organization like this is something really exciting that I would like to see, and I would really like to try out some more. It says that you can paint the walls, kids are allowed, in fact they have play sessions and play areas for kids, and that dogs are not banned, so you can come into the office typically and see dogs. And they also don't have technical teams. People in offices, sometimes I wonder, just maybe to just do something quick you need to maybe call technical team and all of those kind of stuff. No, that there's no production team that will help you move things and all of that, move your chairs, technical. No, 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 no. If you need to move your bed, just slide it, to the other part of the room or to anywhere you want to go to. He also says that there are no C-suite executive chairs or offices. That even the CEO himself, the Richard Sheridan that wrote the book, he says that he sits on the floor like he sits on the floor like on the factory building like everyone else, like he's just there with everybody. In fact, he said that he only has a Mac on his table, like an old Mac, and he feels that that Mac is literally the oldest laptop in the organization, and he feels that he doesn't need a faster laptop as a CEO. What does he do? He reads mails, he makes researches, he makes decisions, and all those kind of simple things. He doesn't need a better computer. Says that people that need it are the programmers, and the organization should spend the money and the resources getting them. So he was like, the fact that he's even there is not even that it is where the team places him that he is. Oh, that there are days that they even move his table. Maybe they need his input on a project and all that. I know we say that they like work together in teams, and you see two people you're working on a project with. So Richard Sheridan just said that, you know what, that he actually Richard Sheridan said that he actually really enjoys the way things work in the organization. That they just put him wherever his input is needed, and he just sits there. So let's note something in at this point, because there's a high probability to just think, oh, they're just cool guys and all of that. It's not just about the cool, or that, like, this is an award winning and groundbreaking, very profitable organization. It is a software company. It's all of these software tech companies that people are meant to be serious and all of those kind of things. And maybe you grab those kind of boring looking people, not at all at Menlo, at all. Okay, so they are very joyful in their being. They enjoy what they do. They are very joyful in their being, they enjoy what they do, and they are at their very best, like always. Okay, so there's a book that we actually did a review. You are too good to feel this bad. You should listen to that book review. I think it will also help you understand some things like we are going to say here. Okay, so Richard Sheridan was on like, okay, so the next thing on the average person's mind is that, no, that kind of organization where people can see your laptop when you are working, it does they don't like it, blah 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 blah. That the noise, how will people focus and everything. So he now said something like, and that really just changed a lot of my perspective. He said that, let me read it to you. He said, have you noticed people in conventional office spaces using earphones, listening to music while they do their work? The point is that, as in that points to the fact that humans are not built for deafening silence of conventional office spaces. That's not how to generate flow. Earbuds are even banned at Melo. So you can imagine. He said, don't ignore the opportunity to take big risk with physical setup and the auditory atmosphere. Space and noise play a huge factor in creating the opportunity for allowing teamwork to to work to work its magic. Space and noise can also get you up for a powerful competitive advantage. That is a team that can learn faster than your competitors. This is actually amazing. Like, okay, so this book was written before the pandemic. I mean, before the coronavirus pandemic. And one thing I just look forward to is Richard Sheridan giving us like a what they call it, a sequel of this book, a second edition, because all of these things he's saying, they are very amazing. Like, this book was actually originally written in 2013. All of these things Richard Sheridan is saying, and I look forward to him bringing up principles and helping us cope in the new remote work, hybrid work spaces and all of that. Okay, so Richard Sheridan, maybe I should send a mail. Please, sir, come and do a second edition for us. We really look forward to that. All right. So there's a cool fact that I would like you to know at this point. The fact is that the team as mellows are called melonians. That is so cool, and in fact, it ignites a spirit of togetherness. So, did you actually also know that the team at Planned Park Consult is called Planned Panthers? That is like amazing. Beautiful people, joyful team with a personally meaningful and joyful mission. We take up teacher trainings, train the trainer sessions, learning sessions for kids and adults, instructional design projects, counselings, collaborations, and everything quality education. You should check us up on all of our social media platforms on Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn at Plumper Consult, or mail us at plumperc@gmail.com. The Plant Panthers will be really looking forward to working on a project with you. Let's go on a quick commercial break. We'll be right back to discuss chapter 3.
The Blonde Pop.
All right, thank you so much. Good to be back on the show. Thanks for listening up to this point. Remember to like, share, subscribe, give to that your friends, share with everybody on your social media network. This is too good to listen to it alone. All right, okay. So chapter 3 says freedom to learn. Freedom to learn. Okay, so it starts with a quote by Peter Senge. Peter Senge is the author of the fifth discipline. He says, in the long run, the only sustainable source of competitive advantage is your organization's ability to learn faster than your competition. In the long run, the only sustainable source of competitive advantage is organization's ability to learn faster than your competition. All right, so let me start from okay how the chapter started was that Richard Sheridan said he went on a for a conference with somebody at his office, Kelly Kealy. Okay, so when they went to the conference and they had technical teams and everything. Fun fact is the fact that Kelly started working at Menlo immediately after she graduated from school. So she has never been in another organization, you understand. She has only had the Menlo experience. So but of course she had heard terrible stories of funny workplaces and everything. So she now said that when Richard Sheridan was like when they were there, she found the way the developers and the technical guys and everybody at the conference, she found the way they were introducing themselves very, very well. She was like, why would people talk about themselves like this? So what was happening was that they would meet each other and say, hey, hi, my name is Dave. Oh, I'm a JavaScript person. The other person says, oh, my name is Tosin. I'm a Python programmer. She was like, why will you define yourself by a programming language? A programming language that a new technology can come up now and your programming language has expired. So when she was looking at them weird, they're like, so you're from Menlo, so what should happen? She was like, just say that I'm a technical person and I enjoy what I'm doing. Because the truth of the matter is that it's very important that you're able to learn. You understand, like learn on the go and everything. They found it weird, but of course they found it very insightful. And which Sheridan was like, that is what specialist doctors do. That's what people do in specialty. They try to just focus on their specialty, say as you go on in your field, build a specialty, this that. And as much as that is good, that has its advantages, but the truth of the matter is that in the long run, people don't look at the holistic view of things. And sometimes you just get technology coming up and people people just lose out in the whole scheme of things. I mean, people are no longer relevant in the market. So Richard Sheridan was like, what's important for an organization is people's ability to learn, the freedom to learn, you understand. Very, very important. So the second thing that he discussed in this chapter is about peering. It was like it was like people People should work in organizations in teams, and that's what is done at Menlo. Like people work in pairs, like of twos. Even if you're working on a project and people are all 10 in the group, you would always work with somebody. Like there's always a peer, and your peer is changed every week. You understand? Your peer member or your peer group or whatever you should call it is always changed every week. So every week you get to work with a new person. What this does is that you learn how to get along, you understand, because the goal is that you're supposed to work with everybody in the team, you understand. So you learn how to get along with everybody. You're all everybody's body. There's a body system in the organization, and there is no what they call it, there's no clique and everything, because this week you're with this person, this week you're with the other person. It helps productivity, because people, it says that quality soars when four eagle eyes are on the screen, and they achieve superior results in shorter time, and then learning can happen faster. Learning can happen really, 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 really fast, really, really quick. So he also says that, and there's something he mentioned that I would like us to talk about. He was like, in the organization, they have a well-developed curiosity that allows them to see what others may be overlooking. So learning how to learn fast, and of course as a group, is where Menlo shines. So learning how to learn fast and learning as a group is where Menlo shines. And this is very essential even to HR persons and all, even in organizations. When you're looking for someone to hire, as much as it's good to hire the specialty, or this person has experience in this and everything, hire somebody that is passionate about the job, that is personally meaningful to them, and somebody that is willing to learn. Trust me. See, we always say something in education, that learning how to learn is more important than what a child, a learner, is learning. This is so important. It reinforces it big time in multiple direct dimensions. HR persons, please, recruitment specialists, give people the opportunity to shine. You understand? Like, give them the opportunity to shine wherever they are in. Because, sorry, excuse me, because the way the world is going these days, what you know today may be obsolete tomorrow. So one of the things I also get, we get at Plant Path, when people say, just do counseling or do instructional materials, focus on what. Remember, and I'm like, you can't really do design, instructional materials, if you don't know curriculum development, if you don't know how learning classrooms go. All these things work hand in hand together, and that's why we just have that unique selling point, that we take on projects on everything education. And in fact, our teams are such that no matter what you want to work on, we cook up your team for you, and we deliver on your project. These things are very, 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 very essential. Okay, so we should also note the fourth thing it says here, the fourth learning point here in this chapter, is that learning tears down walls of knowledge. Okay, so he basically talks here about organizations that have learning towers. Learning towers are like people in organization that the organization cannot do without. This person has to always be around and all of those things. So that thing is very bad for organizations, because once that person leaves, the organization is always going to run into problem. So at Menlo, because they are always pairing, there's nobody that has like monopoly of knowledge about something. And if somebody needs to go on a break, maybe family emergency, or even go on their break and all of that, the person can easily go, because the team can run without them. You understand? So in organizations, I feel that a lot of people like to be knowledge towers, because that feeling of, oh, I'm very important and everything. But in the long run, it bites your organization and it bites them, because they really don't go on breaks. They don't go on breaks. They can't really relax, because they have to always be there, which is not good for productivity. And there's no even assurance that that person will always be there. Person may find a better job and just leave. You understand? Okay, so also fifth thing is that peering pushes personal growth. You can't even hide in Menlo, because hiring, firing, promotion decisions are peer led. Everything is based on, you understand, on your peers and everything. So you had better just being a very good teacher and a very good student at Menlo's. Sixth learning point is that they have something called lunch and learn. So it's very nice to know that learning happens really quick and fast in peers, you understand, but then the transfer of that knowledge to teams can take time and be very slow. So what they do at Menlo is that lunch and learn, I think that that's actually weekly. They just grab lunch together, sit down at the corner of the office, and somebody is the teacher for the day, teaches about a subject, a topic they are working on, or maybe when they went for a conference or something, you understand, the person just comes and teaches about that stuff, and they are really happy, you understand, for doing that. So, like, the person comes to teach something new. He says that there was a time that someone went on a what they call a business trip and came back and taught them how to do story mapping, and that's been very like important, essential to their work. So that, I think I really like this idea of this lunch and learn. He now said the seventh thing he said is that that's like sequel to lunch and learn. He said he spoke about teaching the world your culture, that whatever it is that is your culture, your mission, you should put it out there to the world, you understand. He now said that he also says that the lunch and learn sessions sometimes they are community projects that people in like similar organizations and all of that, they come around, students can just attend, you understand, and sometimes they also bring external facilitators. So back to teaching the world your culture. He says that the Melo's vision, Melo Innovations vision, is to end suffering as it relates to technology. Melo's mission is to end suffering as it relates to technology. So no part of the company's process is a trade secret, and they teach everything in their paid classes. So like they just put everything out there so people can learn and everything. The last thing I would like to say to you in this chapter, remember the chapter is called Freedom to Learn. I will just read it out. It says, peering is the atomic element of our learning organization. It produces a joy in learning that most of us haven't experienced in years, perhaps since elementary school, when everything was new and all we had to do was absorb it. So think about this. Freedom to learn is very important in organizations. As individuals, learning how to learn is more important than what you know, especially in this very fast paced world. Thank you for listening to up to this point. We are actually, this is 32 minutes already. Wow. Okay, so let's just take one more chapter of the book review, and you will let us know if you want us to review more chapters. Wow, trust me, these ones that you have even heard, put them to use. Be a doer of the word and not just a hearer alone. Really, if you put this ones you have even heard, if you put in use in your personal life, your organization, trust me, you'll be better for it. So let's go on a quick break. We'll come back right now to discuss chapter 4, and we will round up this book review. Stay with us.
The Blood Path.
All right, welcome back. This is Plant Path Podcast, your choice of for conversations in education. Remember that the show is brought to you by Plant Path Consults. Thank you for listening up to this point. Really, thank you so much. Remember to share with your friends. I mean, this is amazing. You don't have to sit down to read your book in this busy life. Just listen to the podcast as you're doing, going about your day, driving, cooking, relaxing in the evening. You understand, going about your day-to-day activities, and you'll be glad you did. We have amazing book reviews. Will by Will Smith, The 15 Laws of Personal Growth. Nearly all the men in Lagos are mad. You are too good to feel this bad. And very important and crucial conversations in education on this platform. So you do really good to listen to all of these episodes and share with your friends too. So we are concluding this book review with chapter 4. Chapter 4 says conversations, rituals, and artifacts. So there's a quote here by John Naisbitt. John Naisbitt says, the most exciting breakthroughs of the 21st century will occur because of let me take that again, please. The most exciting breakthroughs of the 21st century will not occur because of technology, but because of an expanding concept of what it means to be human. Something to think about. Okay, so remember this topic is conversations, rituals, and artifacts. And I always say something. First of all, let me even start with this. I always say this. Anything that can be mailed should not be a meeting. And in fact, anything that does not have lunch, food, and joy should not be a meeting. Any meeting that does not have lunch, that does not have food, that does not have joy, you should just be sent as a meal and be ended there, honestly. Okay, so there's this experience I would like to share with you. In fact, while I was reading it, while I was remembering the experience, I was literally cringing at the thought again. Okay, so something happened that I sent my boss at some point. I sent him a sample meal that she got of our organization, you understand, like, and all of that. And I just got a message. Let's have a meeting to discuss the mail you sent to me. I was like, okay, what's happening? Then we spent the next 45 minutes on Zoom. And all he was saying was, remove the S. Add full stop. Italic say this one should go up. In my mind, I was like, you should have just, you read as we were reading it, just edit this thing and send it to me. Like, I can spot the difference. You would have just sent it. And imagine seeing that day, I was just saying, I was like, man, oh man. I was like, you should have just mailed me though. Have you found yourself in such shoes? Like, I feel you, man. Okay, so let's dive into the chapter and go to joy, and let's see how it is done in the Joy Incorporated way. Okay, first off, let's say that Richard Sheridan says, eliminate ritualistic, joyless, unproductive meetings from your process. I will take that again. Eliminate ritualistic, joyless, unproductive meetings from your workplace, your work processes. I feel that sometimes the reason bosses have meetings upon meetings is because it reminds them that they are the boss and they are in charge of the meeting. They are the guard, they are the boss. The second thing that Richard says is that replace rules, bureaucracy, and hierarchy with predictable rituals, ceremonies, and storytelling event. That's what they did at Menlo's. Those meetings, those whatever they have clear structure with clear expectations for every participant. Everybody knows the purpose of these gatherings. These are responsibilities and exactly how decisions are made and documented. Have you gone to meetings that you are with people that there's no even agenda? The boss is just saying, Tosin, Choma, Jack. And in your mind, you're wondering, like, what are we even doing here? Before you know it, the boss just said, oh, 1 hour 30 minutes. We need to finish this meeting now. And you're there for the next one. Oh my God, I've seen a lot. Okay, so the principles for the storytelling events and everything they have at Menlo's, they encourage active participation, contribute to the human energy of its culture, and does not steal from it. So a typical example of one of those things they do is the lunch and learn that I told you about. You remember in the previous chapter. There's also something they do. The lunch and learn is held like weekly, or as maybe like as the need occurs as well. Maybe every two weeks or weekly, depending on what's going on and all of that. And they are really quick things. It's not like something that stays for long. There's also something they do. They call it daily stand up at 10. Once it's 10 o'clock, the dashboard alarm goes off. Everybody stands up and gathers around a rough circle to report out on the group. Basically, what they do is that they pick the iconic symbol of Menlo, which is a Viking helmet. The person that is going first just picks it. They, of course, you stand with your peer mate for the week. The person just picks it, says what they are doing for the week very briefly, and where they might need help. Maybe something like, "Oh, my name is Tosin. I'm working on a project for Federal Institute, for Nigerian Institute of or let's say, okay, my name is Tosin. I'm working on a project for Nigerian Institute of Management. I'm working with my friend here, John, and we might need your help with research. So we'll come to the resources department to get some things. The IT might help us with certain things when we are done with our work, and we just move on to the next person. So it's really quick, and usually in less than 13 minutes the meeting is over. At least also good so people can stretch their back. So that's an example of things you can do to replace boring meetings that if you're not there, your your teammates will not even have the meeting. In fact, the only reason they're even there is because you said they should go there. So let's also mention that ritual, any company ritual you have should reinforce your company values. At Menlos, their values, of course, they are democratic, and everything is polite. Everything that is done is polite. And then there are quick talks with full energy. They also describe something that happens at Menlo that sometimes he just says hi John, like some he just says hi to somebody. Oh, hi Uche, or hi Ineka, you understand? Says hi to somebody, and the person just calls the person's attention. They exchange a quick glance, they understand what they are saying, so they don't spend all the time in the world setting up emails, Google invites. Sometimes I feel that people even overuse technology and cloud people's spaces. Sometimes you open your mail and you just see people open their mail and just see Google invite, a calendar invite for this, one reminder after the other. Please, everybody should work together. Every that thing you are going to send as a mail or be asking, when can we meet? And everything, you just quickly go over to meet the person or call the person's attention, and the person, you understand, knows what you are talking about. He now says something that note that conversations build relationships and relationships build value. If you can get two sides of your business, such as your business and production teams or developers and clients, into regular and healthy conversations where it feels like a partnership, you can avoid the vicious war of competing values. Okay, let's round up with something very, very nice. In this chapter, Richard Sheridan gave an example of a restaurant on the west side of Ann Arbor called Zingerman's Roadhouse. So Zingerman's Roadhouse is famous for its food, for its service, and its culture. So one of the things they do at Zingerman is that they hold weekly huddles, like weekly huddle meetings. What happens is that it's not that they are sitting down to talk. What they do at these weekly huddles is that everybody from the wait staff to top management, they meet once a week, and then for just 1 hour, and they run the business together. So like everybody is serving, everybody is doing everything that needs to be done. During one of those weekly huddles, conversations also went on around the cost of goods being high and everything. Then the dishwasher, the person that washes the clothes, the dishes, or that puts it in the dishwashing machine, whatever it is that person does. Person now complained that the waste was really was consistently enormous, and that may be the reason. Like the waste was just too much, like all the time people were wasting food. So because the truth of the matter is that is it the management staff that will know what is going on, but the person that washes the dishes can see the consistency. It's like, these people, they're not finishing their chips, or they're not finishing their rice, they're not finishing whatever is being served to them. So the team now decided that they were subsequently going to serve half of their current, like half of what they currently serve. That's what they will be serving people, and that so that they would not also lose customer value. They now said that, okay, after this first service, after you pay, if you want extra, you can come for more. And you know what happened was that when they decided to do it, people were finishing their food. A lot of people did not come for extra, and they were able to cut cost. Imagine, you understand what conversations, the power of conversations can do for us in organizations. Honestly, I feel that Richard Sheridan needs to write another book. I mean, it's 9 years after he first wrote this book now. I mean, he really needs to write another book for us so that we can know how to incorporate this into this remote hybrid work structure. With the old COVID, people cannot even contact, like have so much physical content as like things that are described in this book. But of course, you can pick up knowledge here and there that you would find useful. Okay, so thanks for listening. Thank you so much. Share with your friends, share on your social media platform. If you want us to do chapter 2, we stopped at chapter 4. If you want us to do chapter 2, please let us know on any of our social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, at Plumper Consults. Just let us know, or mail us at plumperc@gmail.com. Remember that you can contact us for teacher trainings. You can contact us for train the trainer sessions, learning sessions for kids and adults, instructional design projects, counseling, collaborations, and everything education. You understand? Thank you so much. The book we just reviewed is Joy Incorporated by Richard Sheridan. Make sure you listen to other episodes and see you in our next episode. Bye.